did have the baby, everybody. November 17th was when I had her. What? What in the world? Did you see that? No, you can't watch this. No, I don't like that. No, we're not watching that. You gotta be out your mind. We are not watching that. Absolutely not. Move. Hold up. Mom, I want to watch. No, you cannot watch that. That is disturbing. No. Pick one. Let me make sure she's together. You gotta literally, yeah, like the girl started shaking her butt. No wonder why Eliana was shaking her butt the other day. Shaking her butt? You better not. Girl, you gotta watch what your kids is watching these days on these social media apps, man. Yeah. YouTube is cool. Mommy, yeah. So, thank you for the gift, y'all. I appreciate that. But be careful. Be careful. Here. Move in. Is that better? Is that better? Okay. I'm still in recovery mode at this point. I only got one stitch. That deserves a clap. Because when I gave birth to Eliana, your girl vagina was busted wide open, like literally. But it's funny because Avi was bigger than Eliana, slightly bigger when she came out. So that was pretty interesting. That the fact that I only had one stitch. It's manageable. I'm able to walk, like move around normal, sit down normal. My body is healing like rapidly. Like my body is like, girl, what baby? Like baby where? So I'm excited about that. I'll share the rest of the details in my YouTube video. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you probably won't know when videos come out. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is right here, but my middle name, instead of it being G, is actually Gabriella, and Gabriella is spelled with 2 L's. Yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to know details about my birthing process. You should say what Bev? What Bev? I'm not sure. I don't have admins because I don't trust people. I tried that before, and I was getting a lot of complaints, and it just is what it is. But I'm my own admin because at this point in life, there are people out there who genuinely have my best interests, but I feel like I have my best interests at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna jeopardize any of my social media platforms for people who don't have my best interests. I can't wholeheartedly depend and trust people. So people can say what they want. Let them say what they want. It doesn't matter. But anyway, back to the point at hand. I clapped and Ivy jumped. What's up, Fly? Yeah, Valencia, I appreciate that. Yeah, my support, my privacy is important at this time, but it is like this. A lot of things that I continue to do as far as like getting on social media, because I have a lot of those questions like, why are you still on social media? Like you're a scammer, you're a cloud chaser, and all of these things. But for me personally, this is why I like when people come and talk to me and ask me questions to genuinely understand me and get to know me, because I my purpose is bigger than what I anticipated. I have a very interesting story. So it happened to just happened so to be online, and a lot of people watch me go through it. A lot of people um, are still watching me go through my journey and share my story. And um, I see the people who I affect. I see the people who I am actively influencing to be better mothers, better people. My mouth. I'm a brownie. You're a brownie? Yes, Mama. So yeah, I get a lot of messages, even though there's a lot of people who say negative things about me, and majority of the videos that you find of me are like weird and messy and stuff like that. There are a lot of people, and this is usually what the public does not see. There are a lot of people who inbox me who definitely share their testimony with me. They, are inspired by my testimony. They come to me for advice sometimes. Like some women ask me, how do they escape from these abusive relationships that they're in, and like a whole bunch of stuff. And I really just do what I feel is right in my heart when it comes to social media, when sharing my story and stuff, because like you guys know, I don't share every single detail. Don't do that. I don't share every single detail, but I don't just completely stay off either, because I'm affecting so many people for a good reason. And I've contemplated getting off. I've contemplated not even sharing my story anymore, but that's what negative energy, it wants to, just like overcloud or overshadow positivity. That's what my abuser wants me to do. He wants me to be quiet. And if you're in the same situation, somebody who is jealous of you, somebody who doesn't like you, somebody who's mad because you're making good decisions for yourself and you want to see better for yourself despite the wrong decisions that you made, they just want to see you down. They want to take you down, and nothing in life. This me just staying on social media is a prime example that you should never let nothing take you down in life. It does not matter what you go through. It does not matter what life throws your way. Like some things are not plan. Some things you don't plan for. It just happens. And what do you do when things just happen? You go with the flow. You come up with solutions along the way to alleviate stress and negativity and anxiety and all of this stuff. But the people that might surround you want to promote the anxiety, the fear, the stress, the pain. You already did. It's okay to take time out for yourself and exclude yourself from people to keep your mind in a better state. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself away from people who make you feel sad. Get away from people who make you feel like you continue, like they doing is highlighting your mistakes. Get away from people like that, because you're never going to be able to understand or come to an understanding of why you may have made that decision. Like, it's not going to be until you're by yourself. You don't have nobody who you can really talk to really dig and go deep and think about and do some self-reflecting upon why things may have happened in your life. And you have to learn how to come to terms with that. Nobody can make you, nobody can force you. You have to come to terms with the things that is going on in your life. And you can't let nobody make you feel bad for it either. Like, people will say all kind of stuff to make me feel bad for some of the things that I do. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm being guided because I have no wrong intention in the first place. I'm an awareness type of person. Like, I want to bring awareness to certain things. And I asked God way before all of this happened to help me, to guide me within the purpose that He had for me, the Most High. That's what I desired. And I had to learn a lot along the way. I had to get a better understanding of who I was, a better understand better understanding of what the world is, a better understanding of different and other people around me. And if I wouldn't have made certain decisions, and if I wouldn't, or some things didn't happen to me the way that it did, I would not know the true color of people that's around me or that was around me. I wouldn't know certain wisdom that I have now. I wouldn't have gained the maturity that I have now. I wouldn't gain the clarity that I have now. And this is all, if you could just take what I'm saying and look at yourself in the mirror and and say this to yourself, you know, take what I'm saying and apply it to you, because I'm no different than you. I don't just go through stuff that's not relatable. Like literally everything that happened to me in the last 3-4 years literally happened to me so that I can be relatable to all of the women out there who have children with multiple fathers who don't care. And the women could never share their story because the men always acting like the woman is down bad or they did some shit. And when really the man wanted to control the woman and she wound up having to leave. But he made her believe that he wanted to be with her and that he wanted to have a family with her. And as soon as she didn't do something that he didn't like, that gave his control away or took his control away, he dished her. You know what I'm saying? He just was like, fuck you and that child. And I can relate to a lot of people out there. So if people be like, oh, she's a whore, she had a baby, da, da, da. You don't know how many people out there, how many women out there are not whores who got pregnant by multiple men because these men made them think that they wanted to be with them. Now, does that make the woman naive? You don't necessarily have to be naive or in denial about something to be fucked over. Somebody literally can tell you one thing and then on another tip do something else, and it isn't until you see those red flags. But sometimes it's late. Sometimes it's way too late. Like literally, I seen red flags and I blocked it off, and then 5 weeks later, I kid you not, 5 weeks later, it was like already said and done. And I was like, why? Like this situation, I was confused. I didn't even know why. Like why? Like what now? What type of lesson is this? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. I'm thinking that if I seen the red flags, or nothing should happen. But that's not always the case. Sometimes God put things in your life, people, places, and things, and he makes certain things happen to you for you to gain wisdom, clarity. We're all supposed to be developing spiritually into our adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Like spiritually developing. We're not actively doing that. And I'm not saying everybody, but for the majority of the masses, we're not properly doing that because we have people like my first baby daddy who's online claiming to be the Messiah when he's not. You have a whole bunch of people out here, false prophets, who keep naming themselves after prophets and keep idolizing other prophets that they shouldn't be idolizing, doing all of these things with polygamy and all of these women and all of these concubines and all of these men doing all of this stuff. And it's leading our children, our young society, the rest of the next generation down the drain. Like, and you wonder why there's people like me who sit and don't shut up, don't stop moving, don't stop going, because there's people out there who need other people to be a voice for them because they don't know how to explain it, they don't know how to express themselves, because when they were in an abusive relationship they were silenced in some kind of way. You know, life beat them down. The fact that I have had another child and the dad is literally not there, like he's literally a ghost. How do you think that makes me feel? But am I letting that take over my life and having me in a situation where I can't mentally cope and develop myself spiritually for the sake of myself and my kids? Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, whatever goes on with the other person on the other end, of the spectrum, stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about what somebody did to you and start thinking about why you needed to go through it. You went through it for a reason. You needed to go through it for some type of self-development. You have to understand that. You have to realize that within yourself. Don't be angry at them. Don't be forgive them because they don't know what they if you're happy and better without them, you didn't lose anything. That's not your place to be angry, bitter, miserable, resenting, have an animosity or anything. You don't have none of that to feel for because you had to go through something to get to where you are right now. You see, and if you hold that resentment and you stay bitter, you stay miserable, you're not gonna thrive. You're not gonna attract the blessings you need to develop yourself. You're not gonna put yourself in a position where you're winning. You're not gonna be put in a position where you're happy because you're constantly giving your energy away to something that was trying to take you down in the first place. See, the devil likes to have mental control more than physical control, and people don't realize that. When you let something get into your mind and you start believing it, your whole world falls apart. You cannot thrive. If you're not thriving mentally, you will not thrive physically.
Mama, let me see your eyes.
My eyes?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me see your eyes.
Can you be careful? Look at the camera. Look, I don't want you to mess it up, okay?
Let me see your eyes. You're so
Thank you. I'm beautiful?
Yeah. I got a present for you.
Give me a present, and it better be food.
I got the present.
That is invisible. I don't want invisible presents. Maybe
Mama,
it's a good thing.
who inside?
What's it?
Ta-da!
Oh my God, this is the most beautiful invisible gift ever. Oh, dang, Ellie, what did you do? What is you doing?
I rocked your nose.
Thank you. You want to set this up with me?
Yes, Mama.
And I just want to say this on that tip. I'm sure that everybody understood what I was saying, but this is what I want to say on that tip. Start doing things that make you happy. Start doing things that make you smile, regardless of whatever you're going through. Find the positivity in the moments that are the most distressing. Find the good and be optimistic about what could happen rather than thinking about and subjecting your mind to thinking about what couldn't happen. Think about what could happen.